You are live. Let's see. Share my screen. We're showing the right one. And today we're doing Pirelli tires. F1 is big. We keep seeing the Pirelli logo everywhere. I was never sure what this Pirelli logo was about. Then I found that, oh, that's a tire. Never heard about it. That's not the common tire that goes into, or I don't have a car, so I don't know which tire company is the most popular one or the most used one that goes into the cars. So never knew about that. Recently, LVMH partnered with F1, so that's what again I found out periodically. And last time we did Maserati. Maserati is sponsoring Formula E, and from there, like there's too many connections. And I was really interested periodically. So today we are doing Pirelli. Let's see. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that name right. Pirelli, Pirelli. Let's go with Pirelli and correct me later. All right, this is how the tires look like. The This is the new logo, the fancy new logo we keep seeing. I'm guessing this is the old one. All right, Italian multinational tire manufacturer headquartered in Milan. In Milan, Milan is the luxury clothing city, and we also got this luxury tire company over there. 1872 ranks as the sixth largest tire producer globally and operates in over 160 countries with 19 manufacturing sites across 13 nations. High performance tires for various vehicles, passenger cars, okay, range of summer, winter, all season tires, emphasizing comfort and performance, motorcycles for riding conditions, light trucks and SUVs, durability and off-road capabilities, bicycles, okay, designed for various cycling needs, innovation technologies, noise canceling system reduces road noise for a quieter ride. This is something that we hear that Rolls-Royce does pretty well with their suspension as well as maybe cancellation system. Seal inside, self-sealing capabilities to prevent punctures. Okay. Run flat tires. Continue driving even after a puncture. This is a big one. We hear a lot about that, how the presidential car, which I believe is it Lincoln? And that's a Cadillac. It's a Cadillac, and how the presidential Cadillac car, which I believe is a limousine, is very well built, bulletproof windows as well as run flat tires. So I'm guessing that is where it's used mostly. Exclusive to your tire supplier for several prestigious motorsport events, Formula One and Superbike World Championship. Supplies various tire compounds identified by color grading: white for hard, yellow for medium, red for soft. Well, this is interesting. This is basically what even in F1 they have to kind of make a decision that, oh, we're starting the race, and I don't know the exact rules of F1, but I believe they get a chance to switch out tires as well as the category of tire or the type of tire. Do you want hard, medium, or soft? To enhance performance during races, sole tire brand since 2007, ensuring consistency and quality in racing conditions. Okay, and I believe does Pirelli is Pirelli the only tire sponsor, and does F1 or does F1 have an exclusive rights for Pirelli? I'm not sure. Let's see. Committed to sustainability, focusing on developing tires that support electric vehicles and reduce environmental impact, aims to innovate while maintaining a balance between performance and eco-friendliness, stands out not only for its extensive range of high-quality tires, but also its commitment to innovation and sustainability. Okay. Is Pirelli the, by the way, established in 1872. Wow, it's 100. It's pretty much like we're talking about a similar LVMH kind of brand. 100 years history, legacy, story, headquartered in Milan, Italy, working with F1. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. Is Pirelli the exclusive? What was the word they used over here? What's the term? Sole tire brand. Is the exclusive tire brand for F1. Ready to continue as Formula One's exclusive tire supplier until 2027. Very interesting. They've been there for a long, long time. Pirelli F1, and I think they get this Pirelli tires. You see every car's tire, and Pirelli logo is just there. So I think they got the best spot because they are on every car. These are all the different categories: hard, medium, soft. Okay, interesting. And I'm guessing this picture is. Hmm. Okay. Currently, the exclusive tire supplier for Formula One, as a role it has held since 2011. 2011, and we're in 2024. Wow, long time, 13 years. Italian manufacturer has recently been confirmed to continue its capacity until at least 27, with an option to extend for an additional year. Now I believe they will go. Now people are coming at Formula One. Formula One is gaining a lot of popularity. There are a uh, lot of people, a lot of bigger brands who want to work with Formula One. LVMH just signed. There's a lot of opportunity for the entire sport to make a lot of money. And I'm guessing Pirelli had signed a long-term agreement with them. And now Formula One as a business can just make way more money if they open up this exclusive agreement to other tire companies. Let's see. Following a competitive tender process, yes, in 2011, I believe not many people were watching F1. It was just a small core group of rich people. Yeah. Exclusivity aims to ensure safety and maintain competitive racing strategies by providing tires that degrade at specific rates and encouraging teams to employ very good strategy. Pirelli has also learned a lot. They definitely have a strategic. Um, I'm not sure what other brands would be competing for this position, but staying in this game for 13 years and kind of working with F1 and the way all the F1 teams work on engineering, I believe Pirelli also had to work on their engineering a lot. They had to work like an F1 team, and they have just gained so much data on this that it would be really hard for a different brand to compete if they're just like, hey, we make tires. But these guys have actually put in so much engineering into it and studying uh, exactly what leads to a good car performance, a good F1 performance. Contract extensions. Current agreement extends through 25 to 27 seasons, reflecting Pirelli's ongoing commitment to the sport and its evolving technical requirements. Starting in 2024, all tires in F1 will be FSC certified, aligning with their sustainability goals, which include achieving net zero carbon by 2030. They have adapted its tire designs to meet the changing regulations and demands from teams and drivers, including the introduction of different compounds for varying track conditions. Hmm. How much did they pay in 2011 for the exclusive F1 agreement? Let's see. We got Vodafone as a sponsor here. There's a Lotus car. All about the moolah. Technically, there is no prize money in F1, but that doesn't mean teams are not compensated for competing. Here's the breakup. Cool. This is Mercedes and Pirelli is everywhere. Okay. Did not make a new payment for the exclusive Formula One agreement. Okay. We're actually secured much earlier in long term deal that began in 2011. SLEC, predecessor to the current Formula One group, paid 313 million to buy the commercial rights to Formula One from FIA for a 100-year period spanning 2011 to 2110. This deal was finalized on 2001, a decade before the rights period actually began. This arrangement meant that starting from 2011, Formula One World Championship Limited, a company within Formula One Group, took control of these commercial rights. FOWC replaced its sister company, Formula One Administration, which had previously managed the rights for a 14-year period beginning in 96. FOWC became responsible for negotiating contracts for holding F1 Grand Prix, organizing television contracts with broadcasters, receiving licensing fees. Mm-mm. This, I believe, Perplexity messed up over here. How much I had to maybe specify that we are talking about Pirelli. The exact amount is not publicly disclosed. 2011 took over from Bridgestone. The initial contract was three-year period, continued to extend its partnership, secured a new partnership until 27. Competition for these contracts can be intense. Pirelli beat Bridgestone, who was aiming to regain the contract they last held in 2010. Oh, wow. So it's not that they signed like a 10-year, Pirelli didn't sign like a 10-year, 15-year contract. They were always competing every 2 to 3 years, which means they were always kind of getting the market rate based on what the demand and viewership of F1 as a business was. Sky Sports reported that the battle between Pirelli and Bridgestone for the latest contract had led to a huge hike in the fee being paid to F1 by Pirelli. This suggests that the financial terms have likely increased significantly, reflecting the growing popularity and commercial value of Formula One. Good decision. Good decision. Good to pay more if you know the sport is growing and if you know that your dollars are getting way more value by being loyal to this one sport than to think that, oh, this is now expensive, so let me cut this and find other opportunities. No, no, no. Ride the wave of F1. Now that we know this, because this was my only exposure to Pirelli, I don't have a car. I don't care about which car tire brand is good. Let's get into the history. So origin story of Pirelli tires. Tale of innovation expansion that spans over a century. Tire manufacturing began in late 19th century. Let's see some images over here. Oh wow, these are all the logos. Okay. Oh, so the new Pirelli logo was first made, let's say the 1910 already kind of gave the same vibe with the P extended over other letters, but 1914 they killed it. They killed it. And then we don't know what they were doing. They already hit a beautiful aesthetic, distinct logo. But okay, what was it before? Milano, Pirelli, NC, PCM, PNC Milano. Okay, okay. Some fancy stuff going Pirelli and something over here with design. Then they hit a good design. They finally got to what we also exactly what we have today. Then then they even got the first name. Okay. I don't know what this says, but okay. Then they shortened the name. Then they again went back. Okay. Too many logo changes. Oh shit. Too many logo changes. Then they got the C, then they made it bolder, then they changed the font, they added another name, went back to 1916, again getting back to the today's format. Okay, just made it bolder. Wow, wow. We just kept playing with the logo a lot, but it was pretty much the same thing. Okay, what do we have over here? Now available to the public, come and see them at Stand 5 White City and New Pirelli Cord tires. This seems like a bicycle tire. To your car. Oh, this is car tire. I'm guessing cars had pretty thin tire back then. Okay, nice. This is again racing. I'm guessing similar to all the luxury brand like Maserati, Ferrari, Ford. They also kind of have a racing history over here. Let's see. Giovanni Battista Pirelli. Nice. This is Battista, global powerhouse in the automotive industry. Giovanni Battista Pirelli founded the company in 1872 in Milan, Italy. No, I apologize for the drilling. Giovanni Battista Pirelli founded the company in 1872 in Milan, Italy. Initially, Pirelli and C was established as a limited partnership focused on producing elastic rubber items. Company's first plant for manufacturing rubber products was built in Milan in 1873. Manufacturing rubber products was built in Milan in 1873. Hmm. First focused on elastic rubber items. Okay, so first they were focused on rubber, all the stuff that we can do with rubber in Milan, 1872. Venture into tire industry began in the following stages. Bicycle tires. So after 20 years, 1894, Pirelli launched its first tire for velocipedes, an early form of bicycle. We got to check out what velocipedes are. Let's see. Oh, wow. These look like circus bicycle. Okay. So these were called velocipedes. I think we can make them today. This would be really cool. Okay. Interesting. Let's go back. So velocipedes were the OG bicycles, automobile tires. Started producing car tires in 1901. So after almost 30 years, marking a significant milestone in its history. Quickly established itself as an innovator in the tire industry. 94 really patented a new production method that solved the problem of keeping tires on wheels while making them easier to fit. Hmm. Really patented a new production method that solved the problem of keeping tires on wheels while making them easier to fit. Okay. So just making sure that they don't come out uh, when your, let's say, car goes through some rough roads. The Milano system, originally designed for bicycles, was soon adapted for cars and motorcycles. At the turn of the century, Pirelli produced air coal Hercules, its first patent for car tires. Expansion and growth. Okay, let's look into this again. Milano system, originally designed for bicycles, was soon adapted for cars and motorcycles. We had to look into what the Milano system is. The turn of the century, Pirelli produced air coal, its first patent for car tires. They are known for innovations. We know that they will be doing a lot of changes with production methods, changes with the fit, the material, the compounds. Okay. The growth was driven by two factors: technological development, company focused on improving processes and products, particularly through its commitment to racing. Hmm. We see a similar history over here with Ferrari, with Maserati, with Ford. They were they were racing, they were putting their products to test, experimenting, improving, competing, and that really helped with the innovation. Improving processes and products, particularly through its commitment to racing. Commitment to racing, this would be interesting if they were also sponsoring like the OG Formula One races. Rapidly expanded its operations globally, opening plants in Barcelona, Spain, 1902, Southampton, England, 1903. Okay, then they go Argentina. So starting from Italy, they went to Spain, 1902, in 30 years. Then England, 1903, 1970. In 40 years, they were in Argentina, South America. Then Spain, and then England again, Burden-on-Trent, Manresa, Spain. Okay, really had achieved several milestones. 1907, a car fitted with Pirelli tires won the first Grand Prix, okay, of the Automobile Club of France. So Grand Prix were happening. So I don't know when, but okay, 1907 they had a Grand Prix and a car fitted with Pirelli tires. They first started making tires in 1901, and by 1907 they had already made good enough tires that people who were competing in Grand Prix, their cars would use Pirelli tires. So in just like 7 years, Okay, and it won the Grand Prix of the Automobile Club of France. The Superflex Stella Bianca, beautiful name, an innovative sport tire was launched shortly after World War One. 49 Pirelli began developing the Cinturato, its first radial tire, which was marketed from 53. Stands as the sixth largest tire manufacturer globally, focusing on consumer production of tires for cars, motorcycles, and bicycles. Company's commitment to innovation, quality, and performance continues to drive its success in the competitive tire industry. Very interesting. Geographic expansion. So they started from rubber items, 1872. Within 30 years, first, 20 years later, they made bicycle tires. 30 years later, they made automobile tires. In 40 years, really Tire was winning races, Grand Prix races. And then geographic expansion started. During that, they were also making technological development since they were involved in racing. They had patents, the Milano system. Interesting. What is radial tire? We'll look into it. Okay. Hmm. Very interesting. Let's go deeper into the Milano system. Oh no. Are we using no, no, no. This is not it. I think Perplexity is messing up the context. We're talking about the Milano system you mentioned right over here, but we didn't get it. Okay, let's see. Who are or who were all the CEOs of Pirelli starting from E2 up until now? Also apologize for the construction that is happening up here. Okay, we got some nice old images. This is a cool one. Hmm, interesting. Imagine going to a conference where they're just talking about tires. Very interesting. Are these like the founding fathers of Pirelli? Let's see. Okay, very few leadership changes. This is cool. No, Perplexity says I can offer a partial list of CEOs and key leaders of Pirelli from 1872 to now. Okay, so we got Giovanni Battista Pirelli. This is consistent with a lot of founding people who led the companies for 34 more than 30 years. This is crazy. From 72 to 32. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 years. Founder and first leader of the company. I think Ferrari. Even Ferrari's founder was 30 years. And who else? Who else? Was Maserati was low. Maserati was maybe 25 years. Am I forgetting someone? Mm-mm-mm-mm. We did Laura Piana. I forgot Laura Piana's founder. Okay. We will get into so many details, I'll forget about things. But let's see. 60 years, Giovanni Battista Pirelli, founder and the first leader of the company. Piero Pirelli, 32 to 56, son of Giovanni, served as chairman from 1932. So 1932 to 56. That's 20 years. Alberto Pirelli, 56 to 65. We slowly see that the commitment is decreasing because, yeah, Giovanni had all the energy. Had built a company, and then slowly, as the generations pass by, it gets into a more corporate company. Alberto Pirelli, 56 to 65, brother of Piero, served as chairman from 56 until his retirement in 65. Leopoldo Pirelli, early 1970s, took over leadership of the death of his brother Giovanni Pirelli in a car accident. So between Alberto, hmm, Is he talking about Giovanni, the OG Giovanni, or he's talking about someone else Giovanni? I'm guessing he's talking about someone else, but we don't have much data in between. Marco Marco serves as executive vice chairman and CEO. It's important to note that there are likely gaps in the list. Do not provide a comprehensive chronological list of all CEOs. Exact titles and roles may have varied. Some leaders serving as chairman rather than CEOs undergone several structural changes throughout its history, including periods where it operated as a holding company overseeing various divisions. Marco is the current CEO. Okay. Hmm. It's good to know. Let's see. I'm guessing this is a new picture. That's Marco. Looking at the New York skyline over here. Cool. And this is Pierre, SVP and Chief Digital Officer. Interesting. Long history of innovation and changes under various leadership, but I'll focus on the most recent and significant changes introduced by Marco. Hmm. So Perplexity is giving me only Marco. Hmm. Not clearly looking at my question over here. Not clearly responding to my question. Let's see. In 2000, this was cool. So 2011, Marco starts his tenure at Pirelli, and 2011 is also when they first partnered with Formula One. So that's a good. I'm curious to see like if that has anything to do over here. Marco steered Pirelli towards strengthening its leadership in high profitability premium segments. Strategic shift has positioned as a key player in high performance tire market. In 2010, so what is this? Pure tire company transformation. 2010, just before Marco officially became CEO, Pirelli completed its transformation into a pure tire company. So it seems like they started as a rubber products, elastic rubber products company. 30 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later, they got into bicycle tires, then automobile tires. I'm guessing in between, they kind of diversified a lot. And then 2010, they were like, okay, we are back again. And this time we are doing just tires. By divesting its Pirelli broadband solutions business. Wow. So the tire company went into broadband business. This move allowed the company to focus entirely on its core tire business. Geographic expansion really has continued its strategic strategy of geographic expansion. In 2011, the company expanded its production capacity in Romania by enlarging its plant in Slatina. Okay. Continue its strategy of geographic expansion. 2011, the company expanded its production capacity in Romania by enlarging its plant in Slatina. Technological advancement. Completion of the Settimo Torinese industrial plant in Italy, which became the most technologically advanced in the entire Pirelli group. Continued research on tire energy efficiency, resulting in products like the Cinturato P7, a high performance tire based on a green philosophy. Formula One involvement, Pirelli became the sole tire supplier for Formula One under Marco's leadership. Partnership has driven innovation in tire technology and simulation techniques. True. I think this is a big moat that Pirelli would have, working closely, tightly with all these F1 teams. You get so much data. And I don't think they might be doing some research around how to make tires better, but the kind of simulation and the kind of technology that F1 teams implement, I think that has definitely benefited. And I don't, it would be really hard to do those kind of techniques on your product without their involvement. And not sure. And it would be interesting to see that do tire companies who are not involved in racing, do they look at the product from that lens? Corporate restructuring, 2016 oversaw a significant reorganization of Pirelli Industrial. This process involved separating the industrial tire business from the Pirelli Group in 2017, creating Prometeon Tire Group. Hmm. Oversaw a significant reorganization of Pirelli Industrial. This process involved separating the industrial tire business from the Pirelli Group in 2017, creating Prometheon Tire Group. Shift to larger rim sizes. Under his guidance, Pirelli has adapted to changing market demands, particularly in Formula One. 2022, the company introduced 18-inch rim tires for F1, replacing the long-standing 13-inch standard. These changes demonstrate his focus on innovation, market positioning, adapting to industry trends while maintaining reputation for. I'm really curious why they made this 13-inch to 18-inch change. It might be also just to maintain. They might be just changing industry. They might be just changing the standard so that they have no other competition. So that Bridgestone, the biggest other potential sponsor, tire sponsor, would be like, oh, now we need to prepare for that, and they have so much. Uh, and with 18-inch, they would have so much more data and so much more head start that it would leave Bridgestone behind. And Bridgestone might never compete for. It's very interesting. I think by making it really hard for Bridgestone to keep up with the performance, to keep up with the head start that Pirelli has, Bridgestone might end up never competing for the contract, which would make the tire contract even cheaper for Pirelli. So, wow, there's a lot of incentive for Pirelli to innovate and work harder with Formula One, because by doing that, they might make it harder for Bridgestone to compete in that tender offer, or in the tender of in the exclusive tire sponsor agreement, and Bridgestone might not end up competing with it, which will lower the prices. Okay, let's see. Why did Pirelli introduce the 18-inch rim tires for F1? Modernization. Move to larger tires as part of an effort to modernize Formula One and make the cars look more contemporary. I don't exactly know the meaning of contemporary. Is that, I think that means that it looks more of the time, of the current time. Road relevance, 18-inch tires are more similar to those used on road cars, enhancing technology transfer from race to road. Okay. Enhancing technology transfer. Improve performance. New tires are designed to be more precise when changing direction and have a wider operating window. Hmm. New tires are designed to be more precise when changing direction and have a wider operating window. Interesting. Reduce aerodynamic impact. Lower sidewall of the 18-inch tire flexes less, having less impact on the car's overall aerodynamics. Expected to contribute to more competitive races with cars that are less sensitive to aerodynamic turbulence when following other vehicles. Drivers requested tires with less overheating and degradation, allowing them to push harder and fight more on track. Hmm. They're also taking direct feedback from all the drivers that, hey, if the goal is to make Formula One as a competition more exciting and get into, like, what do people at the end like? People at the end love the battle, love the fight when two cars are fighting with each other, those intense moments. How do we increase those? And how do we increase those highlight moments? And to increase that and increase the highlight moments, to increase their time as well as their intensity, all these drivers would all these drivers, even F1 as a business, would go back to Pirelli and be like, "Hey, make your tires better." Interesting. Less overheating and degradation, allowing them to push harder and fight more on track. Change aligns the change aligns Formula One with other racing series and road car trends, moving away from 13-inch wheels that had been used for over 30 years. Provide an opportunity for Pirelli to design a completely new product with new construction, compounds, and profile. Hmm. Let's go back to history. Maybe if we can find some quotes from Marco. Italy accounts for nearly one third of global death toll. Is that because of racing? Interesting. He's been a CEO since 2011, made several notable statements about the company and its involvement in motorsports, emphasizes crucial role that motorsport plays in Pirelli's success. Without motorsport today, Pirelli would not be here. Statement underscores the deep connection between the company and the racing, suggesting that their involvement in motorsports has been instrumental in shaping its current position in the tire industry. Further elaborates, stating to engage in motorsport means to go to the extreme of technology. Highlights how racing pushes Pirelli to innovate and excel in both performance and safety. Interesting. Technology and innovation. Practical benefits of Pirelli's involvement in Formula One. Wow, we've been talking about this and finally we are here. F1 for us is a way to test technologies in amazingly varied conditions. Every race weekend, we gather a huge amount of information. This is such a moat. Being involved with F1, being the exclusive tire provider for 14 years, there's massive head start, and it's going to be really hard for others to compete. Really uses its participation in F1 as a real world lab for tire development. Stresses the importance of passion in the company's approach. Providing innovation in both performance and safety is a continuous challenge. It creates an environment in a company where passion prevails, reflects their commitment to excellence and the enthusiasm that drives their work in sports. Providing innovation in both performance and safety is a continuous challenge. It creates an environment in a company where passion prevails. Collaboration and shared vision. Working with partners that share Pirelli's vision is crucial to maintaining our leadership in innovation, quality, and sustainability. They talk a lot about sustainability. We can go later on into what are some things that they are doing now. But before that, deeper and see what what quotes, if any, we have from Giovanni Battista. Italian world. Giovanni Battista Pirelli, known for his entrepreneurial spirit and vision for the company, there aren't many direct quotes attributed to him. We can glean some insights to his philosophy and approach to business based on information provided. Founded company in 1872 at the age of 24, recognizing that rubber would be a crucial commodity in the rapidly industrializing Italy. This demonstrates his foresight and ability to identify emerging market opportunities. Hmm. Focus on innovation. Focus on innovation, producing a wide range of rubber products that became symbols of Italy's progress. This commitment to innovation has been a cornerstone of the company's philosophy since Giovanni Battista Pirelli's time. International expansion. Actions speak to his belief in international expansion. Quickly grew beyond Italy, opening factories in Spain, England, Argentina, laid the foundation for the future as multinational corporation. Emphasis on quality and technology. Long-standing commitment to quality and technology can be traced back to its founder, reflecting the modern Pirelli slogan, "Power is nothing without control," which encapsulates the company's attitude towards its products. Company's long-standing commitment to quality and technology can be traced back to its founder. Power is nothing without control. Power is nothing without control. I think what they're referring to is power, which means as a car, you can make an engine that is really powerful, but it's nothing without control because if you don't have control, you will just crash your car. Having that control, having that traction on the road, being able to control that power, that is beautiful. Hmm. The spirit of innovation instilled by Giovanni continues to drive the company today. As Marco, the current EVP, stated, EVC, sorry, anticipating change is what Pirelli has done for 150 years, thanks to the solidity of its entrepreneurial culture and ability to be a protagonist of the present. Hmm. Tell me the story of Giovanni. Let's see if we can get something more than what we had. Innovative Italian entrepreneur, founded one of the world's most renowned tire companies, stories of vision, determination, and technological advancement. Born in Verona, Italy, Giovanni enrolled at the Istituto Tecnico Superiore di Milano, later known as Politecnico di Milano. Hmm. In 1867, initially studying civil engineering, he switched to industrial after his first year, demonstrating his keen interest in the manufacturing sector. Founding of Pirelli, January 28, 1872, at the young age of 23, he established GB Pirelli NC in Milan. This is crazy. At the age of 23, at the age of 23, he did this. This company was dedicated at the age of 23 in 1872 in Italy. Crazy. Company was dedicated to the manufacture and sale of elastic rubber articles, an entirely new industry in Italy at the time. His decision to enter this field was both innovative and risky, as the rubber industry was still in its infancy, even in other countries. Early challenges and growths. To start his business, he sought assistance from his professors, including Giuseppe Colombo and Francesco, to raise the necessary capital, also leveraged relationships he had formed with foreign manufacturers during his travels. One such connection was with a man named Goulard, who became the technical director of Pirelli and C. What's the C over here? Hmm. Is it Pirelli and Company? I'm guessing. There's a mention about his travels, which is interesting. Maybe he got some ideas from his travels. First factory in production. 1873, first factory began operations along the Sevesto outside of Porta Nuova in Milan. Facility employed 40 workers and 5 office staff. Porta Nuova. Facility employed 40 workers and 5 office staff, covering an indoor area of 1,000 square meters. Initial products included pipes, belts, valves, and gaskets. Expansion and innovation. Under Giovanni, Pirelli quickly expanded its product range. 85, company started producing rubber bands for carriages. 94, Pirelli launched its first bicycle tire. 01, company had begun manufacturing car tires. International growth extended beyond Italy's borders. Company's international expansion began in the early 1900s. Spain, England, Argentina. Focus on technological innovation laid the foundation for Pirelli's enduring success. Company he founded went on to become a global leader by maintaining a strong commitment to innovation, quality, and international expansion. Hmm. So many interesting rabbit holes to dive over here. Let's see. Company was dedicated to manufacturing sale of elastic rubber articles. Let's see if we can find where did he get the idea of how, how did he get the idea of entering the rubber industry? What is this? Hmm. Messing up the context. I'm asking about how did he get the idea, but clearly he refers to Giovanni, but they messed up. Okay. You get the idea of entering the rubber industry in 1872. So I guess we got to be really, really specific with our words. Undertaking a study trip across Europe between 70 and 71. And he was 22, 23, 24. Wow. Wow. He was really, really young when he started getting deep into when he basically thought about building his own company. Okay. Young Pirelli visited 138 industrial plants, including six companies that processed rubber. Trip was made possible by the Kramer Scholarship that Pirelli won in 1870, which was offered by the Special School of Civil Engineering Milan, where he was enrolled. And he also didn't end up studying civil. He went from civil to industrial engineering in 1 year, where he was enrolled. The scholarship allowed him to travel throughout Europe to gain knowledge and experience in various industrial sectors. This is so interesting. In his first year, he got to travel across different industries and learn. Okay. The young Pirelli visited 138 industrial plants, including six companies that processed rubbers. I'm guessing that was kind of the inspiration that hey, there's something happening in rubber. Traveled throughout Europe to gain knowledge and experience in various industrial sectors. During his travels, he developed a particular interest in the elastic rubber industry, which was non-existent in Italy at the time and still in its infancy. Despite the difficulties, as rubber manufacturers jealously guarded their trade secrets, really managed to gather enough information about the technical characteristics of the machinery, production organization, types of products, and financing systems. Hmm. They jealously guarded their trade secrets. Pirelli managed to gather enough information about the technical characteristics of machinery, production organization, types of products, and financing systems. Upon returning, he had acquired sufficient knowledge to design his first rubber manufacturing plant. With the assistance of Professors Colombo and Francisco, he raised the necessary capital and established relationships with foreign manufacturers that helped him start his business. Mm. He founded GB Pirelli NC in Milan, a company dedicated to the manufacture and sale of elastic rubber articles. This marked the beginning of an entirely new industry in Italy and laid the foundation for what would become a global enterprise. Tell me more about the first 10 years after starting Pirelli. Let's see if we can get marked by rapid growth and innovation. Founded the company 72, 73, built first plant in Milan for manufacturing rubber products. Do we have any new image? No, we got none. Expanded the product line 85, production of rubber bands for carriages 94, first tire for velocipedes. I asked for 10 years, but I think we went for 94. Okay. Technological innovations 94, patented a new tire production method called Milano. Method solved the problem of keeping tires securely on wheels while making them easier to fit. Originally designed for bicycles, it was soon adapted for cars and motorcycles. Positioned itself for emerging automobile industry, began production of car tires, established two key factors that would drive its future success, focused on technological development of processes and products, strong commitment to racing as a way to showcase and improve their tires. Good question. How did their involvement in racing impact their growth? Brand image and marketing, especially in prestigious events like Formula One, has greatly enhanced their brand image. involvement in motorsports dates back to 1907 when they provided tires for the Peking to Paris race, which they won. Early success marked the beginning of long-standing involvement in racing, since become crucial part of their identity. R&D boost, extreme conditions in races push tire materials and structures to their limits, providing valuable insights that are integrated into their premium tire products. Innovation driver, innovation driver, innovation driver, not driver as a human, but driver. Phase in motorsports have led Pirelli to develop better technologies, improving their overall product offerings. Integration with car manufacturers allow them to work closely with prestigious car brands. This is also really cool. Like just by being the lead sponsor, exclusive sponsor for F1, they get to work with all the car brands. They get to work with Mercedes, Red Bull. Red Bull is not a brand, but I think Red Bull is using Hyundai engine, so they get to work with Hyundai. They get to work with Mercedes, Ferrari, everybody. Allow them to work closely with prestigious car brands, integrating their tire technology into the design of high performance vehicles. Really cool. Is that a Lambo? Lamborghini of Las Vegas. Okay. Hmm. New markets, global visibility, participation in international racing events, particularly Formula One, help them gain recognition in markets where they were previously less known. Long-term investment, despite the high cost associated with Formula One, we use it as a long-term investment that pays off over time. Company culture and values, employee motivation. Involvement in racing has created a race fever that keeps employee motivation high. This is really cool. This is really cool. It kind of adds up to that pressure with that competition. You kind of have this external thing that is pulling demand out of you, that is pulling newer innovation out of you. It requires you to keep, it makes you be on top of your thing, whatever that is. Family's passion for racing is shared by most Pirelli employees, contributing to a strong company culture. It has also become part of their company culture. Wow. Evolving technology from the early days of the Superflex quad tires in the 20s to modern P0 range in Formula One, consistently evolved its tire technology, has shown its ability to adapt to changing regulations and requirements in racing, such as the introduction of wider tires in 2017. Very interesting. What was Pirelli's revenue in the past 10 years? Let's see if we got some interesting data over here. 23 reported an annual revenue of 6.65 billion euros, a slight increase. Okay. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? 75%, 88% of revenues, 12% of revenues. Okay. So cars are 88%, bikes are 12%, 75% came from high value tires, 25 came from hmm, 25% of revenues came from high value tires, 25 came from high value tires. Uh, I don't know the difference over here between these two tire designs. Okay, let's see. 6.65 billion. Wow. If they make 6.65 billion, I'm just guessing, I'm just estimating what would a company like Pirelli be paying Formula One every year? Let's say if we just break it down per year, how much would they be paying? One is an expensive business. Would it be around $100 million? If their revenue is 6.65, let's look at their profits and then we can figure out how much would be worth it. I don't think they would definitely not go into loss for this agreement. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business. They want to make it sustainable. They might not also be break even. They could be break even if it's if they're thinking really, really long term, and if they're thinking of just like putting Bridgestone into dust and every competitor to dust and being the only one. But I'm guessing there is a significant amount which they are paying, which would be even above market value. Let's see. So growth in 22, revenue reaching 6.6 billion. Okay. 21, 5.3 billion. 2020 saw a significant drop to 4.3 due to global pandemic. 2019, 5.53, 5.3. Okay. Key observations. The CAGR, Pirelli's 10-year revenue CAGR is approximately 5%. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's definitely positive. It's good. I'm not sure if that's really, really good or that is good. That is good or great. Okay. High value segment. Proportion revenue from high value segment has increased from 67 to 75%, indicating strategic shift towards premium products. Hmm. I think being involved with F1, they have so much technology that now they can work. They will obviously charge for that premium product because they are not just making any tire, just slapping rubber tires on cars. They are really engineering the rubber to be really highly efficient. And uh, yeah, the technology transfer. This is crazy. They're not just a rubber company, they are performance tire company. And they will charge for that premium. Reported revenue of 3.4. Okay, recent performance. First half of 24, the reported revenue of 3.4. Okay. So if we just double that, that would be 7. So they are on track to do 7 billion maybe in 2024. Volume. Changes in sales volume have had significant impacts ranging from negative 15 to positive to plus 15. Okay. Price mix consistently contributed positively to revenue growth. Okay. Foreign exchange. Currency fluctuations have had varying effects. Let me ask the question of profit if we have that data, because profits will kind of give a good estimate to how much they might be paying F1. 23, Pirelli reported a net income of $547 million. This is very interesting. They're making a profit of 547 million, so 550, let's say, up more than 481 million in 2022. I'm guessing they're paying F1 at least 100 million. You can also compare that with other, on average, what other sponsors pay F1. Historical profit trend over the past 5 years, average 11.5% annually. Their earnings growth rate over the past 5 years averaged 11.5% annually. Company's net profit margins have improved, reaching 6.7% in recent reports. Focus on high value tires, 23 tires for 18-inch wheels and larger accounted for 75% of total sales, up from 71%. Okay. Market positioning, consolidating its position in major high value markets, particularly in the replacement tire segment. Aims to increase sales to 7.2, 7.5 billion, something which makes sense based on their first half of 24, then to 7.5, 7.7 in 25. Expects high value tires to represent about 78% of total sales. Okay. Let's see. What does an average F1 what does F1 sponsorship cost on average? Let's see if we got some juicy data over here. Okay. Sponsoring a Formula One team ranges from 1 million to 50 million per year. Interesting. But we're also talking about slapping small logos, slapping multiple small, tiny logos on a car where you could have tiers that, okay, are you the premium tier? So you have a big logo on the car versus for specific items like tire. I think they only put one sticker over here. There's only one company that can compete over there. I think that would be higher, but this is interesting. Like if it's 1 to 50 million, then Pirelli is probably paying less than 100 million. Let's see. Okay. Top of the nose is 3 million. Side of the tub, 10 million. Wing mirrors. Okay. That's tiny. Small logo, 5 million. But wing mirrors, maybe because they're positioned higher, they are more than top of the nose. Side of the tub, it's a medium logo because it's more space. Okay. Then large logo, side pods, 25 million. Lower side pod, interesting. There's a tiny space, but because this takes most of the space, you get very tiny logo over here, which is 1 million. Okay. I'm guessing it's interesting to see the price range of these positions. This is top of the nose. It also depends on when an F1 race is happening. What areas of the car are getting the most screen time. So it's not only based on the size, but also when all these cars are out on race, what do people look at? So Cognizant is massive over here. I cannot read any of these logos. Cognizant, Aramco are big, and I'm guessing people read this. People, oh, Boss, look at this. Boss is over here. Okay, so I'm guessing this is what they're talking about. But it doesn't mark over here. Okay, interesting. Top of the nose. There are too much stuff. Okay, when I'm looking at a car, I only see Cognizant, Aramco. I see this Boss, but it's tiny. And then I see the wing. Let's see on the picture. Okay. If I look on the side, there's stays this Velo is big. Android is a good position. Android, Velo, yeah, and then there's too much stuff going on. Okay. This is a good one. Okay, so who all are sponsoring Mercedes? Petronas, 57 million. Okay, if Petronas, who gets this massive spot, is doing 57 million, really smaller, so they are paying less than 50 million. Wow. Okay. Interesting. But we also have to look like old this how old this photo is. And I think this photo seems to be an old photo. Okay. So maybe the prices have definitely changed. Okay. Let's see. Rear wing, 5 million. Rear wing, large logo, 25 million. Hmm. Very interesting. I think this image is again, it might be older. Let's see. It's from 21. So what do we have? We have Petronas. We have Pirelli, 2.5 million. Huh. Oh, okay, okay. So Pirelli has to pay every single company, every single team. They don't pay to F1. Maybe they also pay to F1 to be the exclusive one, but they also have to then pay to every team. How many teams do we have? Do we have 12 teams? So 12 times 2.5. We don't want to do public math over here. I mean, we're totally wrong, but okay. It should be 60 million. Oh, so they are still paying around 100 million. Okay, let's see. I'm guessing they're paying every single team 2.5 million, around that number. And then they are paying also something to F1, the parent organization, just to make sure that, hey, we wanna stick with a 3-year long-term deal. Okay. Epson, IWC, Hewlett Packard, Monster, Shell, UPS, Lenovo, Casper. What is this? Casper Sky, Hublot, AMD, Ray-Ban. Okay, very interesting. Branding on the car, team clothing, and the materials. Cognizant Aston Martin deal is 35. million per year. Petronas Mercedes partnership is 42 per year. Oracle Red Bull Racing is 60 million per year. Okay, so Oracle Red Bull is the biggest one. Oracle also makes maybe more money. I don't think so. Petronas makes more money. Title sponsorship provides the highest level of exposure. Can cost between 20 to 100 million per season. Naming rights, Scuderia, Ferrari, HP. Extensive media coverage, comprehensive brand integration, higher fan engagement and recall. Champion official sponsorship. Being an official partner of F1 costs between 5 to 50 million. Trackside advertising and activation. Trackside advertising and activation, rights to use the Formula One logo, premium hospitality. Sponsoring a specific race typically costs between 1 to 5 million per race. Trackside advertising, in circuit, billboards, and branding. It's actually very weird. Like, I think watching an F1 race is not a very pleasant experience because you are sitting, and every minute or every 5 minutes, boom, zoom, zoom, cars are going by. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like, how do you what? Yeah, you are basically just like baseball. It's a slow game, boring game, and you just talk. You just drink beer and you talk, and it's just happening over there. And then every 2 minutes when they pass, all the 10 cars pass. You're just like, wow, what so cool. Technology partnerships 1 to 10 million. Driver sponsorship 100K to several $1 million per year. Okay, interesting. What businesses did really get into apart from making tires? Because they clearly had a broadband business, which is so weird. Diversified into several businesses throughout its history. Let's see if we have some images over here. Pirelli, Pirelli. Oh, wait, what is this? Raw material acquisition for product manufacturing, transportation, distribution, use, reuse, and maintenance, and recycle. Okay. Cables and telecommunication was a major player in cables industry for many years. Company produced cables for energy and telecommunication. 2000 sold its terrestrial fiber optic cables business to Cisco and its optical components operations to Corning. Crazy. 2005 sold its cables, energy systems, and telecommunication assets to Goldman Sachs with the new company named Prismian. Rubber and derivative products, specialize in rubber and derivative processes, manufacturing scuba diving rebreathers, producing various rubber-based products before focusing primarily on tires. So it's only after 2017, I believe, that they were like, okay, let's only focus, we only do tires. It's crazy. For more than 100 years, they were doing too many things, rubber derivative products. Okay. Real estate. Significant real estate holdings. 50s, Alberto Pirelli commissioned the construction of the Pirelli Tower in Milan. Okay. Company had a real estate division called Pirelli Ray, which was later spun off. Consumer products. 2002, company launched a range of Pirelli branded clothing, watches, and eyewear. Entered the media sector. 90s, company invested in telecommunication, becoming a majority shareholder in Telecom Italia from 2001 to 2007. Recently re-entered the cycling market, returned to the world of cycling with a new road cycling tire range called P0 Velo, introduced a range of mountain biking tires called Scorpion. Since refocused business on tire manufacturing, 2010, the company completed its conversion to a pure tire company by selling Carbon Solutions, spinning off its real estate assets. Let's see what we have over here. Pirelli Tower in Milan. Okay, this was one of the images we actually saw. It's a thin tire tower. Interesting. Also known as Grattacielo Pirelli, or affectionately as Pirellone, is a significant skyscraper located in Milan, Italy. This is significant because it seems like there's nothing comparatively or relatively tall around it. Wow. Significant skyscraper located in Milan, Italy, standing at 127 with 32 stories, completed in 58, became a symbol of Italy's post World War II economic recovery. Designed by architect Gio Ponti alongside engineers Pierre and Arturo, notable for its modernist style and innovative construction techniques, including the use of a long span structure. Tower features a tapered form, which distinguishes from traditional skyscrapers, curtain wall facade, visible structural elements, and gloss exterior that reflects sunlight, creating an impression of lightness and elegance. Interesting. The idea originated in the early 50s when Alberto Pirelli, president of Pirelli Tire Company, commissioned the project to symbolize corporate success and economic optimism. Chosen to replace a factory destroyed during World War II, largest or tallest building in Italy until 95. Oh no, a small aircraft crashed into the tower, resulting in the deaths of the pilot and two individuals inside the building. This incident prompted extensive restoration efforts to enhance safety while preserving the building's integrity. Not only landmark but also cultural icon, influenced various skyscrapers worldwide, including New York's Pan Am building. When you look at it, it's gonna feel like, yeah, what other corporate building looks like that? Pan Am. Very interesting. Pan Am building, now MetLife building, the top. I think that is the first thing that came to my mind, like a Pan Am logo over here. The tower's design reflects a blend of modernism with Italian aesthetics, making it a pivotal example of mid 20th century architecture. Remains a vital part of Milan skyline history, symbolizing both architectural innovation, resilience of Italy. I'm actually curious, what was the damage in the plane crash? And it's crazy that it survived. Wow. So it took it took out 3 floors, and it still stayed. This is crazy. Rockwell Commander 112 aircraft crashed into the upper floors of Pirelli Tower. Incident resulted in deaths of 3 people. Okay. Piloted by 60. The aircraft, piloted by 65-year-old Luigi, took off from Locarno Airport, Switzerland, just 18 minutes before the crash. Approached Milan. Pilot reported issues with the retractable landing gear to the control tower at Linate Airport. Arrangements were being made for emergency landing. The plane collided with the Pirelli Tower. I'm guessing it didn't go in. Or did it? Did it go inside? The impact caused significant damage to the building. Shop windows in the vicinity shattered. Debris and glass littered offices and surrounding areas. Fire broke out in the upper floors. Firefighters containing the blaze and medical personnel tending to be injured. There were fears of a potential terrorist attack due to its similarity to the recent September 11 attacks. That's actually crazy. So it happened like months after the September 11 attack. Temporary closure of Milan Central Railway Station, Metro Station, Linate Airport, sharp drops in stock markets across US and Europe, suspension of business trading in Milan, ruled out terrorism as motive. Exact cause of the crash was never definitely determined. An accident, a potential suicide by the pilot who was reportedly facing financial difficulties due to a scam. Hmm. A potential suicide by the pilot who was reportedly facing financial difficulties due to a scam, which houses offices of the regional government of Lombardy, was mostly empty at the time as it occurred after normal working hours. Fortunate timing likely prevented a higher casualty count. Made of reinforced concrete rather than steel also contributed to its resilience in the face of the impact and subsequent fire. Wow, very interesting. But that's the stream. Thank you.